Welcome everyone to another edition of the Crystal Clear English Companion. Cristallo, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jack. I'm very well, and you?
I'm very well, thanks. Did you have a nice weekend?
I had a great weekend, Jack. Did you have a good weekend?
I did, thank you. Do you want to tell the audience what we were up to?
We went to London for the weekend for a wedding. Jack, would you like to explain to people whose wedding we attended?
Went to my cousin's wedding on my father's side, and yeah, it was great fun. It was a very nice weekend, wasn't it? You
Yeah,
enjoyed it? I saw you
I had a
mingling a
great
lot
time.
with people.
Yes, mingling. I think that's a great word, and I'm very pleased to use it for our audience in the newsletter. And what can you explain to people what mingling means, Jack?
I know it's like mixing. Think of it like
Yeah.
mixing.
Yes, like when you're in a crowd and then you're like, okay, I want to talk to different types of people, not just different people, not the same group of people the entire night. So I was mingling quite a bit and I had a great time. And you, Jack, did you mingle much?
Well, I mostly caught up with my cousins, to be honest.
Very
Caught
good.
up with
Yeah,
the aunts and uncles and cousins, and yeah, I
good,
yeah, I leave the
good.
mingling to you, Cristalla. Let's be honest.
The title of the last newsletter, the latest newsletter edition, 105, Back to Blighty for a Wedding. Can you tell people what Blighty means?
So blighty is another word for the UK, essentially. So when we say back to blighty, it means back to the UK.
Hmm.
Did you know this, Cristalla?
I didn't actually. I didn't know this one.
Well, it comes from India, apparently. It comes from Hindi or Urdu. Urdu. I don't know how you pronounce that word. Okay. So
Hmm.
yeah, and nowadays it means the UK. Means back
Hmm.
to Blighty means going back to the UK. So we went back to Blighty for the weekend. 48 hours, Cristalo.
Yeah, I was quite flying visit, which is a visita relámpago. I like that term. We do that quite a bit, don't we? We go in for a flying visit, see everyone, and then back home.
In and out.
Now, you used a few expressions, Jack, one of them being mingling, and another one being to be in your element, which I have to admit, I really was in my element and mi salsa, talking to different people, catching up, going here and over there. And it was just great fun. And always the excuse me, I have to go and talk to my husband and I have to accompany my husband and have to meet someone else. Great fun, great fun.
So that's when you've had enough. You're like, excuse me, my
Yeah,
husband.
I mean, when the conversation runs dry and I'm like, all right, that's it, I think that's enough.
When in reality, it was your wine glass that had run dry and that you need to
Probably.
go somewhere else. Get a
Oh,
refill.
so,
Very good.
one of the things that, like always in the newsletter, you have something to avoid, and this is a very, very common mistake when we talk about people getting married. And the common mistake, Jack, is people say you get married with someone, which is wrong.
Of course, everyone wants to say casarse con, so they're translating that from Spanish into English, and they will naturally say she got married with him. Okay? So, remember, Cristalla, we always want to say to get married.
To someone. Exactly. Or you simply marry someone. But if you are going to use you get married to someone, which is great. One of the expressions that you use, I really liked, I think you've mentioned it in a previous newsletter, I may be wrong, to seal the deal.
Yeah.
What is that, Jack?
Seal the deal is to finalize an agreement, to make it official. So
Hmm.
it comes from the ideas, well, you say it in Spanish, no? It's sellar. It's like, you know, those little wax. You know, imagine like Game of Thrones or something like that, Harry Potter, and they drip the wax and then they put a seal in it
Hmm.
so that no one,
Making it
opens the
official.
letter. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But
Making it
in that,
official.
you put your ring on it or something like that, and that is to
Exactly.
seal the deal.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
means it's legally binding. So after weeks of negotiation, they finally sealed the deal on front,
Exactly.
using a
Um,
business context.
hmm Now, over the last, I think, one or two companion videos, we've started introducing new expressions in there that we've used in our classes. Have you come across any interesting expressions in your classes in the last few days, Jack?
For sure. Some good things have come up. So I don't know where to start. You give me one, Cristela. You go first.
One of them that one of my students was telling me is like what's the translation of por mi tranquilidad? And I found for my peace of mind.
It's a good one.
That is a good one. Because it's like for the paz de mi mente, which is mi tranquilidad.
Yeah,
So for
literally
your peace of
the peace
mind,
of my mind.
exactly. And that's a nice expression that I really like. But another one that I actually taught various students is the difference between reliable and trustworthy.
Go on then.
If I'm not mistaken, both of them are translated as fiable, which I find fascinating that in Spanish there's only one word for it, but in English it's different. First thing, reliable can be both people and things. And that's usually someone you're certain they're going to be consistent or efficient. For example, the ferrocarrils of Catalonia are very reliable. They're always on time. They're going to come, like very rarely are they late or cancel. So they are reliable. And
And
also,
Renfe?
sorry,
Renfe?
not as reliable, I have to say, not as
Not as
reliable.
reliable. Okay.
Like for people, when someone is a reliable person, is that they're going to do what they said they were going to do, or they're going to be on time, and they know that they're going to like be efficient. But trustworthy is a little bit different. Do you want to explain what trustworthy is, Jack?
I don't know. Is it that you can trust them? What would you
Yeah,
say?
you can trust them. Usually it's like moral trust, that they're going to keep your secret, or that they're going to have your best interest at heart, not necessarily that they are efficient.
They're not a gossip.
For example, my sister, she's extremely trustworthy. I know that if I tell her a secret, she won't tell anyone. But if I ask her to send me a letter and say, please, Elena, send this by the end of the week, it may never get done because she's not that reliable. So someone can be trustworthy, but not necessarily reliable. And someone can be very reliable, but not trustworthy,
Fair
meaning
enough.
I have a friend who's very reliable. If she says she's going to be there in a specific time, she's going to be there. She's going to do what she says she does. But if you tell her a secret,
Labs.
maybe, yeah, you're not really sure that this is going to stay a secret if you tell her. So she's reliable, but not very trustworthy. That's expressions I've mentioned these last few days. And you, Jack?
Okay, I've got a couple of expressions. Nothing particularly crazy, but let me get back to you on that. It's quite a useful one. To buy yourself a little bit of time and say that. Let me get back to you on that. And then there was also one that came up, which was to make known to me. Se me hizo saber que. So to make known to me, it was made known to me that. Okay.
It's a very interesting way of just avoiding like saying who told you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it came to my attention. It was made known to me. It was made known that, It's like you're in the HR department and someone says, it has been brought to our attention. Well, we have been made known that.
Yeah, and you don't want to explain who told you because, you want to be trustworthy.
I've got a question. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for you, imagine that we have to flip a coin. All right.
Okay.
Now, what do you say? First, what do you say in English? If I flip a coin, the person says
Heads or tails?
heads or tails. Okay. So, how do you say that in Spanish?
I have absolutely no idea. How do you say that?
So, I came across this the other day. It's cara or cruz. No, I didn't know that. Now, I've got another one.
Oh,
So,
go
if
ahead.
you are, so that's, for example, we would flip for it, where we would, we'd flip a coin if it's just two people, right?
Yeah.
So who's going to get the window seat, Cristallo, in the plane? We'll flip for it. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, of course not. I always give it to you. What about if there is more than two people? You would say echar a suertes, I believe, in Spanish.
Okay.
Right? So in this case, this is where you draw straws in English. So it came up today as well, came up this week as well, to draw straws. And obviously, if you are unlucky, you draw the short straw. You come across that a lot.
No, these are nice expressions.
And I don't know, just a few ones came up, basic ones, but I always love no matter how much, Por mucho que,
Yeah.
No matter how hard you work, Cristano, it will always be this. No matter how much you want it. Something like that.
Exactly. No, these are really nice expressions.
Also had to sondear, to sound someone out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sondear.
Yeah, so you can sound someone out. When you want to know a little bit more about what they think, it's like, will Cristalo like this? I'm going to sound her out. And they're also like to test the water is a
Oh,
good
that's a
one as
good
well.
one.
It's like when you run a bath and you put your foot in it and you're like, okay, it's too hot. You're testing the water before you jump in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Any more?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, I've got one more. So in Spanish, you can say inestable, which in English is
Well, it depends. It can be unstable.
very good.
It can be
Unstable.
unsafe.
Yeah, I suppose it could be unsafe. Okay. And so you got inestable, which is
Can also be wobbly.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a chair, sure, it could be wobbly. A wobbly chair. And inestabilidad would be instability. But the problem is, I mean, obviously in Spanish they're both in, but obviously inestabilidad is unstable. So just be careful with that because a lot of people can make that mistake. I think that's it, Cristana. Anything else?
That's it. I would like to say thank you to everyone. Click and subscribe if you want to receive more videos like this, and see you next week.
See you next week. Thanks for watching. Ciao.
Bye.